Well, Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a great holiday season. It's been a beautiful fall this year. Short, but beautiful. We've gotten into some cold weather, and that means it's time for Secret Santa. So I got lucky and got a great channel to build a project for this year. And so I've got to put this project together and get it sent out. In watching this channel, I realized that they do a lot of stuff on this channel that by hand, and they have to massage stuff, maneuver stuff into place, and you can't always use just brute force a ball peen hammer, because it'll damage the parts you're working on. It can bend them, it can mar them, and so that doesn't always work. So, this is a lead hammer. Y'all have seen me in previous episodes where I cast some of these. And these are great. I like them. And they're going to be perfect for what he's doing. But the lead gives a little more than I would like for some of the stuff that they do on the channel. So, we're going to make this out of copper. It'll retain its shape a little better, but it'll still give some malleability so that it doesn't damage parts. While we're doing it, I don't have any more of these handles. I can order them, but I'll be honest, I'm not really thrilled with this handle. The head is very top heavy. There's not a whole lot of counterbalance. So I think we can change that. We're gonna make a handle for it. We're gonna extend the handle a little. We'll make a little heavier handle down here so that it kind of counterbalances the head. And we're gonna make it out of copper. So I think that'll work. So the next step is I've got a new item in the shop that I've been wanting to try. And I think this project will work out great for it. So let me show you that. So part of the idea for this gift came from a gift that I'd gotten early in my machining and mechanical career. I got a copper hammer from my dad. And over the years, it's been beat up and messed up. And I've got the lead hammers that I'm able to cast and make. But I've never been able to recast the copper. Number one, really didn't have a lot of it, but I didn't have a way to really melt the copper down safely and do it. So thought about it, and it's like, well, let's see if it'll work. So I bought a furnace to melt the copper down. Brass, copper, all of the shavings and scrap pieces that I get over time. So we're gonna melt it down and see if we can pour it into a hammer. So let's see how it works. So this is the kit that I got for the foundry furnace. You can kind of see it's starting to heat up in there. This is the first burn I've done with it. So I'm testing it out. And we've got some scrap copper. This is wire ends that I cut off as I was rewiring stuff. Copper pipe that I took out of my dad's house while we were redoing plumbing in it. And we're working on getting the crucible preheated, and then we're going to add the copper to it. Okay, so all the scraps melted down. Now we're ready to try to do a test pour. I've got an old muffin tin that my wife doesn't use very often. It's got a little rust and dust on it. She's got other ones that she uses, so she probably won't miss. Yeah, She won't miss that one. So I'm going to try to pour the copper into the muffin tin. That way I have little ingots when they cool down and we actually get ready to produce the actual item. I can just heat the ingots up and we'll see how it goes. So let's see what happens. And by the way, not only am I going to use the tongs, but I've got gloves, I've got a splash shield, and probably going to be wearing an apron too. I've never done this, so I'd rather not get burned. You know, safety first. I think I need a heavier pie tin. Look how red the base of that is. And you can see right there, it actually burned through the tin. So we need about 4 pounds of copper to do the project we need. And I think we have plenty right there. And I don't know how big of a problem that's going to be, but there's still some in there. So I need to find something before that cools off and see if I can get it poured into it. I got enough copper out of the scrap wire and pipe and everything that we made a couple of these medallions. I learned a couple of things with this. First of all, when you are pouring into something, you probably need to do some kind of binding agent to keep it from sticking. As I was going back through other people who have done casting, a lot of them use baby powder, and so I think that we're going to try that because I ended up having to cut the pie tin off of these to get them out. But we've got enough copper now that I think we can make the handle or the head, and we're going to use the same casting fixture that I used for the lead handles. So that's not a problem. But I want to make the handle out of something substantial. So looked around the shop. I had this piece of stainless left over from a job, and I think this will work out great. It's not quite the right diameter. So we're going to chuck this in the lathe. We're going to turn it down and make it the right diameter to go in this slot. But also we've got to put some, we've got to square the end of it up a little so that the head won't rotate on the handle. So we're going to do that. And this will add some good counterbalance to it. But it's really not the right size to hold on to. So we're going to take about a small piece of bronze that I ordered for a job, and then the people canceled on it. Well, I already had it, so I just held on to it. So we're going to take this bronze, bore it so it slips up over the handle, and knurl it so that we've got a good handle, good grip for it. So I think that's what we're going to do. Make an interesting project. Let's see what it does.